example of a perfect ideal key. So this is kind of, so when you're kind of starting out and you're learning keying, some of the information out there is just like using one of the nodes and then you're getting a key. And that's just usually not how it works. Usually it's kind of combining multiple keyers and it's more of an advanced process. So if we look at this video and I hit play here, we have like a guy in a green screen. We take our little color picker and we just basically select the color and voila, we have like a perfect character cutout put over the background. And your job's done, you get home, you get paid, which is generally never how it works. Basically, most of the time we have green screens that are not lit perfectly like this, and you don't have this perfect scenario, and usually it takes a lot more work. So we need to understand a little bit deeper. So this is a more realistic green screen. We have a unevenly lit screen here. So we see it's been lit. This is basically just a fake drawing, but it's lit more on the right side here, and it's darker here. We also have some problems. We have a microphone standing in the way on the left side, and we also have some wrinkles on the bottom of the green screen. So this is something that's very standard. You have all these problems. So unwanted objects, bad overlap, and then also our character has some spill. So because of the, this is all simulated, but we'll look at real examples after this. We see that green outline is around the character because the bounce light or the light is bright enough to basically bounce off the surface and go onto the character, which is going to cause us problems when we're trying to key it. We could get semi-transparent edges. We could also, you might be able to pull a nice key still, but you're still going to have that contaminated color. So we have to learn how to deal with all these problems. And lastly, we also have by bad luck, we have this character wearing a tie that has some green dots on it. So those would be a problem as well, that we would use a holdout. We would have to roto this so that it doesn't get keyed. So that's kind of just the realistic scenario. Those are all the problems we see before we even start the shot. We see the problems. We also see that these legs are going over the wrinkles, and some of these wrinkles might be black, so we can't actually key them. So this is something that we'd have to deal with a different way. We'd actually use some rotoscoping to combine it. And of course we have the spill. So that's the area I was talking about earlier. And that's something to think about before you start a shot. So it requires a more complex approach. If we were to just try one keyer, this is what would happen. We would go in here, we would select the color, but then you see all of this problem area is actually basically being added over the background. You see it's darker here and it's brighter here. So that darkness isn't being keyed the same way as the area we selected. So the area we select is good. So maybe we select this lighter green color and it's getting removed properly. But the darker green is kind of still there a little bit. And we're also having the wrinkles coming through and we still have the microphone. So if we look at it, also we have this green spill on the character, which is not being handled very well either. So if we go further and we just look at what the alpha of that thing looks like, we see where all our problems are coming in. The black is good because we've removed this area, but all this area that's not supposed to be here, that's not our main character, that's a problem. So obviously we have the tie, so there's holes in the middle of our character. We also have this left side here that needs to be transparent, but it's not. And then obviously the wrinkles and the object there. So this is what we're looking for. We're actually looking for an alpha that looks like this, and that's not what we have. So before you start your shot, you want to identify all those problem areas. You want to think about how you're going to go about solving them. And we've already done that. We've kind of identified them. But we want to just, think about it mentally, how this puzzle is going to be solved. So this is the way I would solve this shot, and probably would have to be solved this way. So we could separate it into two keys here. So we could put basically one keyer selecting this color and another one selecting this color. And we can actually blend them across each other with a key mix. So that's what a key mixing is. It's taking two different results and blending them together with a roto shape. We could also use a garbage mat. So a garbage mat, again, we went over it quickly in the vocabulary, I think, but basically you just roto out objects that aren't supposed to be there, that aren't keyable. So we can't remove that microphone with a key because it's not green. So we would just need to rotoscope around it and basically remove it from our alpha. So we do something like that. Just cut it off and say, okay, that's just garbage. So that's what that is. Next thing we'd want to do is we actually have to garbage mat off the feet. So if we have a scenario where there is ground and the character's feet are not over the green screen, or there's really bad wrinkling, this picture might not demonstrate it completely, but if, let's just say these wrinkles, you can't key them out because there's too much black. We don't want those wrinkles in our final image. So what we do is we actually rotoscope the feet off of the character, and then we use another rotoscope to bring back just the bottom of the feet like this, and this is called a holdout. So the red line is part of our garbage mat where we tell Nuke or whatever software we're using to cut off that piece of the alpha. And then after that, we can do another roto and just put it back in the pieces that we need. Also, we'd want to do a holdout, another one of these holdouts, just protecting and solidifying that alpha over the tie. So we would say, don't punch a hole in the green of these areas over the tie. And that's basically how we would attack this. So that's kind of combining multiple keyers and thinking about how we're going to do this. And yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much a lot of times keying and rotoscoping, they go together. It's not just one or the other. They're both trying to achieve the same result, which is just getting a clean alpha channel to define what part of the image we're going to keep or remove.